press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we have been discussing about the chapter getting to know plants, and we have studied about different types of key learning points and also categories of the plants. See, categories of the plants includes, and it is categorized into 3 different types. First one is the herb, shrub and the trees. See, already we have discussed about the categories of the plants. These categories of the plants includes the 3 different types. One is the herb, second one is shrub, and the third one is the trees. See, this is how categorization of the plants can be divided into herbs, shrubs and the trees. Herbs are those plants which have a tender and the very thin stem, and these herbs don't have any branches, and this is the characteristic feature of the herb. And example for the herb are rice plant, wheat plant. These are few examples of a herb. Next one is the shrubs. See, shrubs are the, compared to the herb, shrubs are the longer in size, and here the stem will be very thick in nature, and here branches will be there. In shrubs the branches will be there, that is why it is appear like a bushy in appearance. And the shrubs examples are lemon plant as well as the hibiscus plant. These are 2 examples of the shrubs. And the trees. See, trees having the large and woody stem, and this is known as trunk, we call it as a trunk, and here branches will be appear upper part of the stem. And examples for the trees are coconut tree, banyan tree. These are the example for the trees. Next we shall move on to the, apart from these categories of the plant, there are some plants are there which is not involved in this category, and those plants are called as creepers as well as the climbers. See, these creepers are the thin, long and weak stem. See, creepers are the thin, long and weak stem. Creepers are the thin, long, weak stem which can't stand upright. And spread on the ground. See, creepers are those plants which is having the thin, long and the weak stem, and these creepers will not stand upright. See, and upright and spread on the ground, and those plants we call it as a creepers. Example for the creepers are grapevine, grapevine is the example for the creeper, and next one is the climbers. And see, one more example is there, pumpkin also a creeper. See, pumpkin is also an example of a creeper. See, creepers are thin, long and weak stem is having, and these creepers which do not stand upright, but it spread on the ground, over the ground it will spread, and this is nothing but the creepers, and example for the creepers are grapevine and also pumpkin. These are the example of the creeper. Next one is the climber. See, climbers also a thin, long and a weak stem is having, and which can't stand upright. See, climbers also thin, long and weak stem, these are having, which can't stand upright, and also they climb up readily, climbs up on the supporting with the neighboring trees. Supporting with neighboring trees or neighboring plants. Example for the climbers are bitter gourd, and also money plant. See, climbers, see, this is how climbers can be differentiated from the creepers. See, creepers are the thin, long and the weak stem, and they can't stand upright, and they will spread over the ground, and these are nothing but the creepers. Example for the creepers are pumpkin as well as the grapevine. These are two examples for creepers. And next one is the climbers. See, climbers also thin, long and weak stem they are having, and they do not stand upright, and that is why it readily climbs by taking the support with the neighboring plant or the tree. And example for those climbers are bitter gourd as well as the money plant. See, this is how creepers can be differentiated from the climbers. See here, it will readily climb up by taking the support with the neighboring plant, whereas the creepers are spreading over the ground, and that is why it is a creeper, and so that is why it is a, this one, that is a climber is a, by taking it will climbs up now, so that is why the name is given for these plants as a climbers. See, next we shall move on to the activity. See, before going to the activity, let us tell you how about the shoot system. See, in the previous class I already told about the shoot system. It is a uppermost part of the soil where branches, leaf and the flowers will be grown, and shoot system involves the stem, leaf and the flower part, and also branches part will be this shoot system will be having. See, in this way we can categorize the plants according to the height of the stem. Height of the stem we can categorize like herbs, shrubs as well as the trees. See, in which the stem function, what the function of this stem we will see now. See, there is one activity is there. See, in this activity the materials required are one stem of a plant and red color ink as well as the one small beaker. See, in which see, first of all we take the small beaker and in which add small quantity of water, and afterwards put 2 to 3 drops of ink into the water and later immerse the stem into the water. After sometimes you will observe that the color of the plant will be changes into red due to the stem will conduct the water from the beaker. So, that is why we can say that in plants the roots will absorb the water as well as the mineral and it is transported to the stem, and this stem will transport it all the water as well as the mineral and the food items to all parts of the plant. See, this is how water and the mineral which are present in the soil will be transmitted from the one part to the other part. For example, see, from the root to the stem and from the stem all parts of the plant will be supplied. See, this activity we will do here. See, this is the stem of a plant and here, see here, this is a stem of a plant, and now we take one beaker or any glass vessel and in which we have to add water, and afterwards 2 to 3 drops of ink we have to add, and if I immerse this stem into the water, the leaf will become the red in color, the veins will becomes the red in color and leaf also get a red color due to the conduction of the water from the stem to all parts of the plant. See, I will immerse here. After some times you will see that the leaf is having the vein will becomes the red in color. See, due to the absorption of water by the stem and throughout the plant's body it will supply. See, in stem there is a conduction tissue will be there, that is xylem as well as the phloem. Xylem will conduct the food whereas the xylem will conduct the water whereas the phloem will conduct the food. See, xylem is the conducting tissue, so that is why a narrow tube like structure will be there, and that one we call it as a xylem, as well as the narrow tubular structure will present in the stem, and these structures are known as vascular bundles, and xylem and phloem are the vascular tissues which are present in the plant, and it will carry out the food as well as the water and mineral from the soil and circulate throughout the plant body. See, this is how the conduction will be takes place. See, this is all about the activity. We can see that, so from this activity we can say that stem conducts water and minerals from the soil. See, from this activity we can say that stem conducts water and mineral from the soil. Like that we see varieties of plants in our surrounding. See, this is how this experiment or this activity tells us that the stem will conduct the water and the mineral from the soil, like as I did in the activity. If we immerse the stem into the water, which is become the red in color, and slowly it will absorb it through the xylem and phloem vessel which are present in the stem and circulate throughout the plant, and this is how we can say that stem conducts water as well as the mineral from the soil. Next we shall move on to the functions of stem. See, from this shoot system in which stem is over now. First function of stem is it keeps the plant erect. Plant erect, and the second function is stem conduct water and mineral. Stem conduct water and minerals. See, as I did in the activity, see, the stem will conduct the red color ink and circulates throughout the plant which is having the different parts like leaf branches, and also the flowers will be there. It will circulate. You can do this activity in our home also by taking the plant which is having the white color flower. You can do this activity. From this activity you can also learn that the stem will conduct the water as well as the mineral. And the next function is some plants stems are modified to perform some certain functions. As I told in the very first chapter about the stem will modified structure will be there. In plants, some parts of the plant is having some modified structure, and those plants which having the storage system, and such a plants is a function of the, see, this is how the function of the stems will be there. Some plants having the modified modified structure here, nothing but the stem. Some plants having the modified structure, nothing but the stem, which performs some special function. As storage of food. See, this is the third function of the stem. Some plants having the modified structure to perform a special function like storage of the food. See, in the very first chapter I told about the modification of the structure of different parts of a plant. See, in some plants the root is modified as a storage organ. For example is the turnip, beetroot, these are the examples. See, in some plants having the modified structure, nothing but the stem, perform a special function as a storage of food. See, here also special functions they will modified. nothing but the stem will be modified into special functions. Example for the modification of stem is the garlic and ginger, turmeric. See, these are few examples for the stem modification. See, this is one of the function of the stem. See, once again I will tell you the function of the stem, it keeps the plant erect. See, the stem is only responsible for keeping the plant in erect position in a straight way, and here stem will conduct the water as well as the mineral. See, here in stem there is a narrow tubular structure will be present, and those are the xylem as well as the phloem, which is responsible for conducting the water as well as the food and minerals from the root through the stem and circulates through the plant body. And so this is the second function where the stem conducts the water as well as the minerals. And the third one is the some plants of a parts will modified into different storage organ or storage structure, and which performs the special function for the modification. Modification is nothing but the changes. Stem will be changes into modified organ or modified structure, and see, it will store the food items in them. And example for the modification stem is the garlic as well as turmeric and the ginger. These are few examples of a modification structure of the stem. And one more function is there. Stem is some plants having the stem. Some plants having green stem, some plants having green stem which is responsible for the photosynthesis. See, some plants having the green stem and which is responsible for the process of photosynthesis. See, this is all about the functions of stem. See, one by one I will tell you. The stem will keep the plant erect in a straight position, it will keeps the plant. And in the second point, we can say that stem will conduct the water as well as the mineral from the soil through the xylem as well as the phloem. It is a conducting tissue which conduct the water, mineral as well as the food from the soil and circulate through the plant body. And here next one is the some plants having the modified structure which is responsible for the storage of food items. And see, the modification changes, the modification in the behavior of a plant will help us to keep the storage of the food. Example for the garlic, ginger as well as the turmeric. These are few examples of a storage of a stem. And the next one is the some plants having the green stem which is responsible for the photosynthesis. See, this one is a new word for you. Photosynthesis is nothing but, photo means light whereas the synthesis means prepare. It is a food preparing process which is taking place in the plants. Later we will discuss about the photosynthesis in leaf part. See, this is all about the functions of the stem. Next one is the leaf. See, when we consider the shoot system, See, when we consider the shoot system is having some different parts. For example, the stem, which is we have learnt in the stem that according to the height of the stem, categorization will be takes place. For example, herbs, shrubs and the trees. This is how beside these categories there are some plants will be there which is having the weak stem, and those are called as creepers which spread on the ground, and one more is there climbers which climbs up the tree by taking the support with the neighboring plants or the trees. And next one is the functions of stem, in which we learnt about the different types of functions. And the next one is the leaf. See, leaf, you have seen various types of leaf in a different types of plants. For example, color also, shape also and the size also differ from each other. The plants like that, plants how they differ from each other, like that only leaf also differ from each other. Next we shall move on to the leaf. See, leaves are very different from each other. For example, see one plant, if we consider, the leaf will be different from other plants. I will show you here. See, look at the leaf, their outer parts will be zigzag like structure, whereas see this one is a hibiscus plant and this one is also one kind of a plant which is having different shapes and also the color will be different. And see one more plants leaves are there I have. See like that there is a different shapes of a plants compared to one another. They are differ in structure as well as the color also very different. Though both of them is having the green in color, but it is a light pale in color, pale green in color, whereas it is a dark green in color. Like that the color, shape and the size will be differ. See, when we talk about the leaf, as we all know that the human beings, when we consider the body parts of the human beings, eyes, legs, nose, etc. will be there. Like that in plant body also, the root system as well as the shoot system we have divided, and like that different parts of a plant we have to divide it, and in the same manner the leaf will be also divided. See, for example, consider this is the leaf and this is the stalk of the leaf, where the plant will be, where the leaf will be attached to the stem is called as petiole. Petiole is nothing but the part of a leaf which is attached to stem are called as petiole. See, what is the meaning of petiole? The part of a leaf which is attached to the stem is called as petiole. See, this is the definition of the petiole. See, once I will tell the different parts, you can understood that the various parts will having some functions and they are different parts of a leaf. See, this is the stalk of a leaf where it is attached to the stem, and that portion we call it as a petiole. It is a stalk of a leaf. In other word, it is petiole is the stalk of the leaf, and one more definition is the part of a leaf in which which is attached to the stem is also called as petiole. See here, this is the stalk of the leaf and the broad green color part you have seen, and that one we call it as a lamina. See, the large broad color part which you seen is called as lamina, and lamina, and also see there is a lines will be moving across the leaf, and it will you will see that these lines are called as veins, and there is a middle one line is going along its length. This one we call it as a midrib. See, why it is called as midrib means it is present in the middle side of the leaf, and that is why it is called as midrib, and it is one of the thick portion. And here at the tip position we call it as a apex of a leaf, and this is how the leaf will be shown. See, this is all about the structure of a leaf. In today's class we will discuss about the categories of the plants, and also climbers, difference between the climbers and the creepers, functions of the stem, as well as the leaf parts we will discuss here. And in the next class we will discuss about some more concept which is related to the chapter. Thank you.